Hey everyone, it's Jordan here, and welcome to Jordan's Book Chat. This is my second week, and ironically, today I'm going to be talking to you not about a book, but about a book that was turned into a movie. So my first review on Jordan's Book Chat will be of a movie, The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, and I am using a web camera, which is why the writing is backwards, but I'm sure you guys can notice from the cover that you know what the movie is. Alright, so let's start with the plot of the movie. For those of you that don't know, it is based on the book City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. For those of you that have read the book, you know the plot, and for those of you that haven't, the story starts off with a girl named Clary, and she is going to a club with her forever friend-zoned best friend, Simon, and at this club she witnesses a sort of murder, and she screams. No one can see it but her, so of course she thinks she's going crazy, but then she knows what she saw. So she goes to the coffee shop the next day, and she sees the boy that she thinks committed a murder, and she's all, "Oh, yeah, a cold-blooded murderer!" And he's like, "As opposed to a warm-blooded murderer." And that is our introduction of Jace. And basically, it's just about this whole world full of demons and angels and shadow hunters. And I'm not really good at explaining plots, but I'm sure if you read the back of the movie case, you can figure out the plot for yourself. And so, okay, well, if you don't want spoilers, I'll leave you here and I will say go watch the movie. I recommend it if you've read the books, and if you haven't, and let me know what you think. Alright, bye non-spoiler people! Okay, so spoiler people. Alright. So, what I liked about the movie, we'll start with the good because I'm not a negative person, I'm an optimistic person, so here's what I liked about The Mortal Instruments. Ow, I just whacked myself in the face. City of Bones. Alright, so we start off with Simon and Clary and her mom and Luke, and I really enjoyed the dynamic of all of them. I love the actress that played Jocelyn. I believe her name is Lena Headey. Lena Headey? She's in Game of Thrones, which is one of my favorite shows, and I just think she's such a brilliant actress, and I think it was so cool that they got such a notable, respectable person to play Jocelyn. And then we have Luke, and I didn't really have an opinion on him. He really wasn't in the movie as much as I think it would have been nice to see him. We do get to see some sort of behind the scenes of Luke and Jocelyn that we wouldn't get to see in the book because it was basically told from Clary's third person, limited from Clary's point of view. And then we have Clary, who I think Lily Collins did a pretty good job playing her. She wasn't as, I'd say, fiery as I expected her to be. But I think that was basically because of just the script and how the movie was played out. I don't think there was enough time for character development throughout. And we have Simon, played by Robert Sheehan. And I have to admit, in the City of Bones books, in the Mortal Instruments series as a whole, I don't like Simon. I find him annoying, or at least I did at first when he was all over Clary, trying to get with her. But I think in the movies, I actually really enjoyed him. He was probably my favorite character. He was so brilliant on his timing, and one of my favorite scenes was the cop scene where he's like, "Those weren't cops," and then Robert was like, "They look like cops," and I think that scene was just amazing. I think Simon just blew me away in the movie. He was probably one of the reasons why I liked it so much. And I don't even find the guy attractive. He's just so funny. So I pretty much liked all the characters. I know people didn't like Valentine, but I love Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, so I kind of made myself like him. I know he wasn't exactly the type of villain that we're used to in the Mortal Instruments series, because Valentine in the series was more cold and calculating, and he was very intelligent and persuasive, and in the movie he was just kind of like a crazy guy. But I think that I liked how he played him, even with those creepy dreadlocks. I was expecting him to have blonde hair, but I didn't think that they would dreadlock him. I don't know. That was just so weird. But I think I love Jonathan Rhys-Meyers too much to talk bad about his portrayal of Valentine. Maybe they could go a little deeper behind it if they ever do make a sequel, which I hope they do, just because I think they realize what they did wrong and how to fix that, and I would love to see them try and bring City of Ashes to life, because I need the Sealy court scene. Okay, I need that scene between Clary and Jace. It's just such a powerful scene. Alright, what I liked about the film, I love the script. I love the witty, like, back and forth between Jace and Simon especially. They're like my favorite kind of bromance. I know they hate each other, but they are so cute together. When I first saw the movie in the movie theater, I was blown away. I left the movie theater like, I'm gonna be a shadow hunter. Like, let's go kick butt outside of the movie theater. And then I got it on DVD and I watched it again, and all I could see was the mistakes people had pointed out. So I love the epicness of it. I loved seeing a book come to life like it. I loved the guy that played Alec. I can't remember his name, but he did such a good job, because I don't like Alec in the books either. And I remember seeing this guy in Gossip Girl, and I was like, I'm not going to like him. Like, he is going to do such a bad job. But he was so good. When he shoved Clary up against that wall, I was like, oh, you go, girlfriend. But I also really liked Izzy. I didn't think I was going to like her in the previews, because she kind of looked tougher than I expected her to, but she did a great job, and she was probably my favorite woman in the movie by far. I liked her over Clary. I wanted to see some Sizzy action, even though it's the first book and we don't even know what's going to happen with them. Alright, so I think those are basically my likes. So I liked the actors a lot, and I liked the script. What I didn't like, okay, let's start with my least favorites. Okay, there are two things. My least favorites. I didn't like the portal scene. And if you, please tell me like I'm not alone in this. When Jace pulls like a bubble of the portal out, and he's like, go stand over there next to this bubble. And Clary goes and he just like touches her face. Jace, what are you doing? Like, you're not... In the books, you were so smooth and sarcastic, and I loved you so much, and now you're just like a giant creeper. So, that was like my least favorite scene. Even when I watch it to this day, I've watched this movie 4 times, because I'm a person that watches things over and over and over again. And every time I flinch, or like I can't look, it's just bad. Jamie Campbell Bower, I love you so much when you're not playing Jace. But as Jace, I just can't seem to like you. I'm so sorry, but I don't know if it was just the director or something that didn't do you justice, but something wasn't clicking. So that brings me to my second least favorite scene. The Demi Lovato flower garden scene, where there's barely any like music in the movie. Maybe at the club there is some club beats, and then maybe there is some instrumental music. But then all of a sudden, Clary and Jace are in this ridiculous looking garden, and just Demi Lovato comes out of nowhere. Just epically love ballad pop music, and Jace is like pulling Clary to him, and then they just make out for like 2 minutes, and it felt so out of place and so cheesy, and it was just so hard to watch. I always thought of the scene as kind of romantic in the books, but in a way like they both have other important things going on, so they kind of feel guilty for liking each other. In the movie, it was just like, she's like, who's my mom? I just want some Jace, and like, oh, just the music and everything was awkward, to say the least. And then I think Magnus Magnus, I loved you so much in the books. Magnus, you're so cool in the Infernal Devices, especially because we get to see why you're kind of cut off from helping out shadow hunters. And then we see you in this movie, and as pretty looking as you are, the guy just could not act to save his life. It was like grating. It was like listening to your 4th grade teacher read you a story in that monotone voice, you know? Like, they should have, I would have rather seen anyone else play him if they could put some inflection upon the words, other than, Clary, that's why your mom didn't tell you. Sparkle. Like, he didn't even look that outrageous just because he was sitting around in his underwear without a shirt on and a jacket on, or whatever he was wearing. And then, in comparison to the books, I have to say, this movie was really different from the books. Everyone knows that by now. That's what most of the talk has been about. For what the movie is, like, if you watch it as a separate entity to the books, I really enjoyed it. I liked the liberties they took. I would love to see a second one. If you're wanting an actual, like, book to movie, exactly, like, as close as you could get it, this book really did not live up to those expectations. The most liberties they took, I believe, was in the Simon party rat vampire scene. And even though that was one of the most changed scenes, I have to say it was also one of my favorite scenes. I think they did the vampires so creepy and so well, and it didn't have an ounce of that Twilight non-scary sparkly vampires, and I felt creeped out, and I loved the action and the look. Okay, my favorite part of the movie was when Jace is like telling them, I can't remember exactly what he says, that, like, they could take all those vampires, and there's, like, hundreds of vampires in front of these 5 people, and, like, half of them only know how to fight. And Alec is just like, the look he gives Jace right there is just the most magical thing in the world. Like, that is top-notch acting. Like, it wasn't even, like, it didn't even skip a beat. Like, as soon as he said it, it was like, are you crazy? It was just, oh, so perfect. Alec, I love you so much. Please make a City of Ashes because I need to see more Alec and more Simon. You know, my reviews are really long, and I apologize if they're longer than you're used to, because I guess I'm just more in-depth with everything. So here's A City of Bones, Mortal Instruments. Watch it. Let me know, did you enjoy it? Did you like the adaptations, the liberties they took with making it? Do you think they should make A City of Ashes? I've looked everywhere online and I can't get a definite yes or no whether they're making it, so I'm assuming that they're not, but I really wish they would. This review was supposed to be about the Vampire Academy movie, but it got taken out of my movie theater all of the afternoon showings, which is when I go see movies. I don't go at night. So I never got to see it this weekend, and hopefully in the coming week I'll see it and I'll be able to review it for you guys. I did enjoy the Vampire Academy novels, but I only read 3 of them because they were kind of just not my style, but I'm excited to see what they do with the movie. So for today, I hope you enjoyed this review. I would recommend City of Bones. I'd probably give it a 6.5 or 7 out of 10 just because of how much I enjoyed it the first time, which is really what counts. And thank you guys for watching my second video and my first review of something. Hopefully I'll get a book review going out this week as well. So have a good week, guys. Happy Tuesday, and I'll see you soon.